Hello and welcome back to my channel, guys. Today we're going to be doing a little Hermes haul with you guys. I have already gone ahead and unboxed and started using some things, so it's not really an unboxing, it's just sharing a little haul that I did. I'm using the word haul very liberally here because I only got two things, but because it's more than one, let's just call it a haul for the sake of being able to say it's an Hermes haul, because how often are you gonna be able to do that? First off the bat, I got a brand new pair of shoes, which kind of hurts me and pains me a little bit because I'm not gonna even be able to wear these for the next couple of months. I got them even though it wasn't timed, and because I haven't been able to get them until now. So I'm gonna open them up and show you guys. I got my hands on a pair of Chypre sandals. If you guys have already seen some of my shorts, then you will have already seen this unboxing from like a week or two. I think it's been almost 2 weeks now. I ordered these almost a month and a half ago. Essentially, they were coming back in stock. They hadn't had them in stock for so long. An essay that I saw told me that they're gonna be available soon, and there's a huge order coming in, so if I wanted to, I could put down a deposit and then get them once they came in. So I decided to get the full-on black and black. They were offering at the moment the white on black. There's also a suede on kind of like a sandy beige color, which I believe is called Agile. I actually ended up seeing this last week in the suede color when I went in person, and I wish I got that one too. So I don't know, maybe if I end up loving these enough down the road, I might just try to source myself a pair of suede ones. But long story short, I purchased these originally when they were, I believe, $8.90. Yeah, $8.90, and then they just recently went up in price to over $1,000, I think, which kind of sucks because they went up by like almost 12%, I think. Hermes, compared to other house luxury brands, it does not go up in price that often. Like Chanel goes up in price like 3 times a year, but literally the last time Hermes had any sort of price increase was in 2018. So it sucks, but I will give it to them. It's probably well overdue for them to increase their prices a little bit because their stuff is like relatively affordable. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for saying that, but affordable in the realm of luxury when compared to other brands like Chanel and Dior. I just mean it's much more attainable when it comes to cost-wise. So they went up, and it sucks because they arrived after I paid my deposit. So essentially, deposit secures an item for you, but you're not actually fully paying for the item yet because essentially I need to pay for tax. And what happened is that the item arrived after all the price increases happened, so I did have to pay the difference plus the tax, which sucks. But at the end of the day, I have been wanting these sandals for so long. I have a pair of black sandals from Aloha's. You guys may have seen them in my previous content. I wore the shit out of them when I was in Spain. I wore them so much last year in Italy too. They're just getting a lot of wear and tear, and they're starting to slowly fall apart. I've always loved the Chanel dad sandals, but I wanted something a little bit different that didn't have that back strap because it can kind of get hard to take on and off, and I'm the lazy type of person that just likes to slip my feet into shoes, and I know that if I'm gonna be spending that much on a pair of shoes and I'm not adjusting the back strap so it's comfortably coming on and off each time, I'm just gonna slide it in and wreck the shoe. So at the end of the day, I kind of like that these are much more slides. It's a little bit more of like a casual look, but I still think I can dress this up for summertime if I want like a nicer look. So these black ones are in the veau leather, which is, I believe, the smooth calfskin. It's very soft, supple to the touch, and it's gonna flex with your feet as you're wearing it. I've spoken to people who've worn the Epsom version of these, which is kind of the first style and iteration that it came out in. And Epsom is a very firm, sturdy, thick leather that it's not the most forgiving. It doesn't really mold to your feet as you wear it, and it's not flexible either. So it ended up giving people a lot of blisters and cuts when they were wearing them, and it's not what you want when it comes to comfortable sandals for the summertime. So I'm really happy that they kind of changed their design, modified it, and switched it to the veau leather instead because it's so much more comfortable in the feet. I got it in a size 36, which I think is my true size across the board. I used to venture anywhere from like 35.5 to a 36, and when it comes to Hermes, you really do need to try on their shoes to figure out which size you are because it may differ from the design of the shoes. For the Oran sandals, I'm truly a 36. For the Oasis sandals, I could actually go down to a 35.5 if I needed to, because with that heel, your foot kind of slides forward a bit, but I do find that 36 is much more comfortable on me. I wasn't sure how I would feel about these because I wasn't too sure if I wanted something that was like super form-fitting, and since I heard a lot of people had gotten their feet cut with these, I tried this on in a 36.5 as well, just for good measure. These are literally the most perfect fit I could ever find for my feet. The 36.5 definitely had a little bit more wiggle room on the back here. Not that these are tight at all, but it gave me a little bit more room to play with. But something that I noticed is that because it has such a hard molded leather sole, there are indentations on the inside of the footbed here that kind of place your toes in a certain position that when you get the 36.5, the difference as to where it comes up forward is a little bit too much, and the molding actually sits on your toe pads as opposed to where it would go like if you imagine your feet, it should go here, and it went more like upwards here because the base of the foot pad was like longer. So even though I got more space in the back, it was sitting uncomfortably on my toes that I didn't think that I would be happy with that in the long run, and I decided to go with the 36, and I'm really, really happy about that. A lot of people may say that Velcro on designer shoes looks cheap. I disagree with that. I think this is a perfect choice for this because then you can adjust the width of the top of this to either tighten or loosen it depending on what your feet look like. I have huge arches, so the top of my foot comes out quite a bit, but I also have really slim feet. So when I wear shoes that are very molded in terms of how flat they are up here, it's hard for me to fit into them. So I like that I can actually adjust this to fit my feet perfectly. If you were to have this with like a buckle, it's okay. It looks nice, but over time, because it is leather, the buckle is gonna mold to it, and if you need to change and adjust it, it's gonna warp the holes perfectly. I don't like the look of like a warped, stretched out hole when it comes to like the buckle closures, and you're gonna have that like weird hump when you adjust it back and forth and the leather's gonna crack. I didn't like it. I like how sleek and simple this whole look is, and they're detracting away from it without using any sort of buckle detailing at all. It's very similar to the Chanel dad sandals too that have the Velcro straps on the cross front and top of the foot, similar to my Oasis. So I think it's a standard design now when it comes to kind of these like chunky sandals like this, and I don't personally have an issue with it. I think it looks much more cohesive with the overall design. I walked around the store in this because obviously it's still Canada here right now, and I cannot wear these out for the summer yet, which kind of sucks because I really, really like these. I found them to be very, very comfortable when I had them on, and I had no issues around the store wearing them at all. The base is hard, but it has some sort of flex to it, so you can wear it comfortably. I don't think I'm gonna have any problems with it in the summertime if I'm gonna be wearing it out for like a full day of running errands or just out and about in the city. I don't necessarily know if I would wear these around somewhere wet because it is leather and I don't want to damage it. Maybe on days and trips that I want to take the Alohas on where I can like wear them out somewhere that I don't really care about getting dirty, I'll bring those, and these will be kind of like the cuter out and about casual days. That's just how I feel when I see these shoes. So that's it for these shoes. I will give a full, more in-depth review once the weather warms up here a little bit and I can actually wear these out and let you know my thoughts on them. It'll probably be closer towards early summer or midsummer once I get enough wear to be able to let you know how I truly feel about these and if they're worth the money and if they are comfortable. So stay tuned for that. Bookmark your channel or subscribe to make sure it does get back into your subscription box if you would like a full review and breakdown of these shoes in the next few months. All right, next up is something that I've already started using, so I'm not going to show you the box for it because I've clearly unboxed it and I also showed it in my shorts already, but it is this cute little Twilly here. This is so freaking adorable. Yes, this is a Twilly. It's much slimmer than what you may be used to seeing when it comes to Twillys, and this style is called the Twilly doll. So this was actually designed for you to be able to either wrap around your wrist, wear it as like a hair ribbon bow, that sort of thing. It's a smaller Twilly and it's significantly shorter, and I've actually been looking for something to add to my Pico 10 that is not huge and intrusive. I have not been able to get my hands on a nice little Rodeo or a Pegasus, which is my goal with this bag, but I've been wanting to add something that didn't look overly feminine. I know a lot of people like to tie Twillys onto the Pico 10. They kind of wrap it around the hardware at the top, and then it kind of crisscross and intertwines down this leather strap here, and then they tie a final bow at the base here. I'm not a really bow gal, if you guys can tell. I don't really have bows on any of my stuff, so I didn't think that really suited my look, but I still wanted something to kind of accessorize my Pico 10 and make it look a little bit more personalized and cuter and not just stark white. Don't get me wrong, I love this bag. I think the shade is beautiful. I wanted to add like a little personalized touch to it. This actually was a happenstance. Mel was looking at a larger maxi Twilly scarf, and I remember they had these doll ones, and it popped into my head that this might actually be cute and perfect for my Pico 10, so I decided to pick it up. They don't have that many styles in the dolls. I think they only had like 2 or 3 at that point, but I really love the blue, and you guys already know I wear a lot of blue on a regular everyday basis when it comes to my denim. I'm really hoping that there is no color transfer when it comes to this onto my Pico 10 because I will be in so much mental pain and trauma if this does stain the leather. But I think this is actually the perfect addition to this bag. It just kind of hangs off simply here. I wanted something very simple and small, not too ostentatious, and like a nice way to kind of personalize my bag. I don't think I've seen anybody else do this to their Pico 10 yet because the doll Twillys are a fairly new addition to the Hermes lineup when it comes to their silks and their ready to wear pieces on the Twillys. So if you are thinking of adding something to your Pico 10, this might be an option for you. You can either attach it at the top here, you can attach it around the handles, you can honestly do whatever you want. I just didn't want something that was a bow, and the other thicker Twillys are so big and thick and chunky. I actually just don't personally think it suits the proportions of this bag, and this looks way better. So look into that if you're curious curious as to how you can accessorize your Pico 10 to make it look a little cuter. And that is it for my quote-unquote Hermes haul. Like I said, it was a very small one. I didn't get a lot. I only got 2 things, so it was a stretch for me to call it a haul, but it is more than one, and I wanted to share with you some new pieces in my Hermes collection. I'm thinking of doing a full video on how to style your Pico 10 with the doll Twilly, because I don't think I've seen a lot of that online yet, and I feel like this would be a fun way to share with you how you can really wrap and tie this Twilly around your bag and give people some like inspiration and ideas as to how you can accessorize this bag and make it more personal to you. Let me know if you guys would be interested in something like that down below in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to deliver. I can also kind of show you different ways you can accessorize it yourself with this Twilly too, if you want to wrap it as like a bracelet, a hair tie, like anything. There are a million possibilities when it comes to a slim, small little piece of silk like this, and it's cute to boot. So I can probably see myself adding a couple more different ones to my collection so I can interchange it out and have different designs going throughout the year. And who knows, if I end up getting my little 18 size, I'll probably need to get a second one for that one too. And obviously it's gonna be different colors. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be adding a couple more of these to my collection in the near future. And because they're priced relatively well when it comes to Hermes, it's under $200. It's not a bad purchase when you're walking into the store and you kind of want to pick something up as like a nice little fun pick-me-up gift for the day. So yeah, that is it for my little Hermes haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have also purchased the Chypre sandals yourself and in which colorway, and if you found them comfortable. I'm going to be keeping my eyes out for the beige suede one. I think it's in the color Agile. That's what it's called when I saw it online. Who knows? Let me know if I pronounced that correctly and if that even is the correct color or if I'm making stuff up purely in my head. I actually think that'd be really cute to wear the Agile slides with my A2 belt facing outwards like this. I think that would be a perfect color match. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what other kind of videos you want to see from me, and if you would like to follow along and see more content, you can make sure to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, where I post way more frequently than on my YouTube. And you guys can find a lot more other content on there, such as like daily outfits, styling things that I don't necessarily show on my YouTube channel all the time. But other than that, make sure you are subscribed. That way I pop into your inbox every week. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I love you guys. Bye!